special show tonight. Our old pal, Boz O'Brien, died last week. With us is his son and our good friend and old buddy, Brendan O'Brien. Brendan, welcome to the show. And Paddy, my son, is going to sit in with us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, Brendan, we're excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
When I kick the bucket, Paddy's going to need to know a lot of this that you're telling him about.
Oh, absolutely. He'll be looking for one of those after parties up at Reilly's daughter. After you go.
Sure.
I mean, we'll give you a deal, Hooli.
I won't be there.
Well, first and foremost, our condolences. Boz was a dear friend to the show,
loved him.
to the family.
Thank you guys so much for saying so. We're my brother Dan and I and the whole Reilly's daughter community and Southsiders and Chicago in general, we're all really going to miss him.
Absolutely.
And you know what's funny? I had finished that story just about a month before.
Yes, absolutely.
And it was almost like...
Sat together at the Chicago Irish Fellowship Club Christmas luncheon and had good laughs there, as we always do every year. And Jimsy and the story that you had just done. It was unexpected. That's for sure. Not something we were prepared for.
No.
But again, that's the one thing they don't tell us in this life is the expiration date. So you just got to live every day and enjoy the time you have with your loved ones while they're with you.
So, I have a question for you, Brendan, because you're incredibly close to your pops. You've worked alongside him. How many years now? I mean, it's been the only job you've ever done, right?
Only job I honestly ever had from about age, 5. I mean, I would do my homework in Reilly's. I would spend my entire childhood in there. A bunch of my parties growing up were in there. I cleaned up in the mornings. I bar backed.
Pass you over the crowd.
I got passed over the crowd when I was, on St. Patrick's Day at 3 years old. I mean, the memories of Reilly's daughter, and still being around. I'm 43 years old now, and to be in the same spot that my entire childhood and adult years, it's pretty amazing. Not many people get to say that they've had that kind of life. So
no, it's a lucky life in some ways.
Yeah, I'm very blessed.
Let me ask you this. I mean, you work so close with your dad, very similar to how I am.
Right.
And
that's why we're both here.
We sit around and we're bullshitting every day. We fight every day.
We had our fair share of those.
Of course, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But, like one thing that about my dad is that he's always talking about, when I'm going to croak, when I'm gone.
Oh, yeah.
But he's been saying this since I've been like 9 years old.
You're like, when's it going to happen? I've been waiting for this. I keep hearing this guy talk about croaking. Yet every week he shows up for episode 351, 361, I'm sorry.
Well, the weird thing is this, is that I think he's looking forward to it.
I will say this. My father, he talked about, he lost one of his dearest friends, Marty McNally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Marty and my father, since age 5 years old, Queen of Martyrs together. They walked to school with each other. They were closer than close could be, and he lost Marty about a year and a half, 2 years before he passed.
Yeah.
And he talked about Marty. He had his mass card in his car.
Right.
And he talked about Marty. I'm going to see him soon, and this and that.
Yeah.
And he talked about, when I croak and your brother, you guys, and he was bringing up croaking. Let's put it.
So
that
it was on
way.
his mind
a lot. Yeah, it was on his mind, and he hated. I hate this cold and blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, you should be down in Florida, Dad. What the hell? But he could not leave the South Side. Yeah. He could not do it.
Yeah.
So. He loved the neighborhood. He loved the people. He hated, I hate sand. I hate the sun. Well, you're bitching about cold on one side, but then the other, you don't want to leave the neighborhood.
Yeah,
so.
no, I get it.
And did he have an embolism? What was it? Jimsy told me something
basically,
like grabber?
It was basically a heart attack, is what
a
it.
great way to
So
go.
hey, you know what?
Yeah.
If there's a way,
that's how I want to go out.
I'll tell you. I mean, to watch somebody, he would have been bad. He was always on the move. He would have been a bad guy in a hospital. He would have been to sit still and to deal with a long-term illness. He would have hated it. So you never want to watch somebody go, but to go out in the way he did,
a blessing.
It's a blessing. It truly is.
Yeah.
So.
But I think about that, and I think about like when this guy next to me is going to go someday, that well, even though they talk about it and make jokes about it all the time.
Right. You got to joke about it, but
you do.
The reality of it.
The gravity of it when it hits you
Yeah.
is I can
Oh,
it can only be shocking.
you know what? The night, this is, I guess, kind of, I'm trying to make a joke out of it. The night that my brother and I, my brother called me. He was supposed to be over at dinner, and obviously didn't show up. My brother was the one who
went to
found
go look
him
for
and
him.
called me immediately after. And we're standing, waiting. The Chicago police are there. Actually, it's kind of funny also. I'm getting a little off track here, but the Chicago detectives that came out, I grew up with.
No
Coach
kidding.
played baseball at Kennedy Park with the guy, and the condolences and the whole nine. But it was almost good to have a guy I knew there. But as we're sitting, they're doing their reports and whatnot, and my brother and I are standing in the kitchen, and I said, unfrickin' believable. My dad got everybody with a pulse, a poinsettia, for Christmas every year.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not paying for these things anymore. You want to get everybody in this frickin' south side of Poinsettia. It's coming out of your end.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
You're
well,
saying that to your brother Danny?
I'm saying, well, as we're sitting in the kitchen, I look on my dad's kitchen table. There's a poinsettia bill from Stuber Florist for about $3,200.
Holy cow.
I like I said, Hooli, a lot of poinsettias. He loved his poinsettias to everybody in the poinsettias and carnations around Paddy's Day.
Oh, we would always have the
Always have the carnations. So I said, you want to buy these things, it's unnecessary. You pay for. So I said, even in death, he's like, and the last poinsettia bill, I'm getting screwed and picked up on the poinsettia bill here. But kidding aside, it's I'm gonna miss him. But that was just a funny trying to lighten the mood in the bad
tell you,
bad
that was
time.
the best funeral I've ever been to.
You know what, Father Brady, who's
He's going to be
the-
on our show
He's
next
coming
week.
on the show next week.
Is he?
Yeah.
A salt of the earth guy.
Great guy.
He's obviously the Chicago Fire chaplain.
Yeah.
And he just he got the Grand Marshal of the Southside Parade as well.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
He was just on the news last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the week before, and he just got. He
was in Rome.
He was in Rome
With the Pope.
With the Pope, he asked me when I said, "Hey, Father, my dad, I know he really loved you and respected you, and you with him as well. Is there any chance, my brother and I? There's no chance we can do this eulogy.
Right.
Would you speak our words?
That was terrific.
I have Father Hurley, who
guys
I
wrote a
also
letter.
knew
Yep.
from Cadgin my
Great
whole
guy.
life.
Yeah.
Great guy as well. So he said, anything you guys need. I mean, whatever you want us, whatever you need me to do, I'm your guy. So he came over the house. We went through everything, but just an unbelievable guy. But he did tell me, he said, when are you planning on? What's the wake funeral date? I said Monday or Tuesday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. He said, well, if it's any later than Wednesday, I'm going to Rome Thursday. So we gotta speed this thing up here. We gotta have Brady be our guy.
Was it on a Wednesday or was it a Thursday?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
It ended up being Monday, Tuesday because of Cadgin had something going on. But either way, the luncheon, the whole day, it flies by. It's something.
Sure.
Just from the time it happened to the time, every day you're just trying to just get through that day and worry about it the next day. And it's a terrible thing, but being around family and friends, and honestly, everybody up at Reilly's, my employees, my staff, my ex-employees that were coming up there, bringing me food, telling me stories, and 90%.
And it was open bar.
And it was open bar, so every cheap Southsider in the world that heard Boz O'Brien pass away, and they're having the.
It's got to be open bar.
It's got to be open bar. They'd never charge for that. Yeah, double frickin' Jamesons, and you got any Woodford? You got any more expensive Scotch back there? Oh yeah.
Well, your dad would not have had it any other way.
No. I mean, we had to give him a great
send-off
send
I have ever
off.
seen.
Yes.
It was
No,
terrific.
it went very well. So.
And McEldowney singing.
Oh,
and
Terry.
everything.
Well, they knew each other for 50 years.
Yeah.
I mean, Terry, June 16th of 76, when my dad originally opened. And Terry's brothers and stuff that's when my dad was trying to figure out the name to call it Reilly. What name am I going to call it, and et cetera. Yeah. And Terry gave him these old records, and Riley's daughter, the Clancy brothers, and Tommy Macomb, and that song, and that was kind of so. Really, I mean, Terry was a help in the whole naming process, really.
And he also wrote "We're the Southside
And he
Irish."
wrote the song "Southside Irish" in 1984. With I think Tom Walsh and Terry Black, if my memory serves me correct, and the Sons of Riley's daughter with
Whitey O'Day.
Whitey was later. It was John. It was John Winters,
Pat Hickey.
Pat Hickey, and But yeah, Terry. I mean, they played at Reilly's for my fondest memories were Terry, Sunday with Whitey O'Day and being a little kid and him insulting everybody up there. And, doing that. It wasn't Reilly's without Terry around.
No,
I'm going to have him. Well, I haven't called him yet, so he doesn't know this yet, but he's going to real soon for actual St. Patrick's Day to come and just do it as a little surprise on the day. Sing Southside Irish. Sing.
Well, it was great to have him after
my dad's services. Yes. Oh, and he and have him at the funeral, but then also come back and sing a couple, Southside Irish and Riley's daughter. My dad would have loved that.
Yes.
And I'm sure he was looking down watching it. So yeah.
It was smart to get the Father Hurley and Brady because your dad's a famous publican on the South Side. It's pretty hard to kind of figure out who you're going to delegate. Like it's when you say, "Hey, a priest is going to do it," then everybody kind of backs off and goes,
right.
Oh, okay."
Right.
So there's no favoritism over who gets to do a eulogy. Yeah,
Tom Dart.
Yeah. Everybody wants.
Sheriff Dart, my dad. They actually had dinner together the night before he passed.
No
So
kidding.
My dad and Tom and his very good friend John Highland, the three of them had a very good last dinner at Jack Gibbons Gardens. And,
I know Jay. Yeah.
So that was. I'm glad he got to have a nice exit meal, I guess you could say.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Couldn't have planned it any better.
No, I mean planning it is no fun and figuring out funeral arrangements and dealing with funeral homes and all that. But I also handed it to Tom Curley and Curley Funeral Home.
Yeah.
Being a neighborhood, they're one of the last few funeral homes that is privately. Owned and operated. That's not taken over by a
Paul's funeral.
They did a phenomenal job, and they're just so nice to deal with. They set the room up beautifully, the flowers, the everything. So really big props to Curley Funeral Home.
The wake must have been pretty exhausting, but also
it flies by,
enlightening as well. Like even for the brief moment that I was there, a real who's who of movers and shakers in the city.
Well,
Daly.
Yeah, former Mayor Rich Daly.
There's not a lot of guys left that command that kind of audience for their wake.
His brothers and a lot
of in front of us.
Yes, his brother John, his brother Bill.
Yeah.
Obviously Sheriff Dart, a bunch of other senators and judges, people that had their parties and fundraisers.
It's the fundraiser
campaigns.
Kid.
I mean, when you're a Southside bar that's politically, every event up there as a kid. I mean, I knew how to tie a tie when I was, a very young. I was up for almost every one of these things. So I met these people when I was young, and it was just something that became normal to me that other people probably would be like, what the hell is?
Well, your dad was very good at playing both sides of the aisle. He was like, everybody's got a drink. We're not gonna,
Right.
So if you guys need help here and we can help you out at Reilly's, we'll put the fundraiser on.
Exactly.
And I think that's a testament to all the people
Yeah,
that ended up
and it's
showing
helping
up.
people out that are good people and neighborhood people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, my dad went, would help anybody out if they were a good person. So
now here's one thing I got to ask.
Yeah.
You've known your dad so well. You're side by side with him all those years. Did anybody tell you at a story at the wake or funeral about your dad that you had never heard? That shocked you?
There was a couple of them, but I'm not going to say them here. Good try, though. Not here, fellas.
Like one of those.
Maybe there was people, and I like to think I knew. I would say 90% of who's there, if not by their name, by their face, and then remember I worked here back in '80, like when I was a kid. And I would jog my memory.
Yeah.
But there was random people coming up who I was like, who the hell is this guy? You get a couple where you're kind of like, and then they'd lean in and whisper you something, and I'm like, holy good God. Like I did not know, or whatever. You got a couple of those.
There's a reason my dad didn't introduce you. Now I know why I didn't know you.
Now I know why. Okay. And then, there's definitely a lot of people who said, you need anything, and I mean anything. You call me. A lot of people that were very, very good people that I know I could reach out to if anything was to, happen down the road where
Sure.
I would need a hand in anything, I know there's certain people. My brother and I both could reach out.
That's
to.
good.
So
That's good.
it's good to have those type of people in your life.
Absolutely. Now, what's the plan?
Well, going forward, Reilly's is not going anywhere. I mean, I've basically been running the show for the last 10 years there.
Yeah.
So we're going to go on business as usual. The saddest part, honestly, for me, is going to be this St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
yeah.
My dad loved St. Patrick's
Yeah,
Day.
yeah.
The soda bread contest was his creation. The coffee contest.
Yeah.
These things were when
Irish
I
coffee.
Those are
and I-
Southside iconic things.
and I've emceed the soda bread for the number of years now.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
he's always been on stage with me. He's always been upstairs. We have, I guess you'd call it the little green room with all the local celebrity judges.
Yeah.
And he's always up there bullshitting with everybody. And
Well, it's election season too. It's becoming
it's
Oh,
election
it's election day.
St. Patrick's Day itself. So the soda bread is March 7th. And we
Yeah.
give a trip for 2 to Ireland every year for that. But
it's like a mandatory stop
it's,
for all the
it's-
politicians.
We have all the queens in her court.
Yeah.
All the queens are there. We have local, Matt O'Shea, our alderman, and
Right.
people of that.
19th Ward.
19th Ward alderman, Kelly Burke, the mayor of Evergreen Park, et cetera. A lot of, we have 20 plus judges
Yeah.
that will judge the breads, but Boz always being up there, always being around. Even though, let's be honest, I mean, he would call me 45 million times. But is this done? Is that done?
Oh, yeah.
And
Of course.
it's taken care of.
Yeah.
You can call me 8 more times, but it's still done.
Yeah.
But he just got because it was a big day, and it's something you don't want to mess up. But him not being around for it is really going to sting me this year. It really, really is.
Yeah.
So.
And that's why everybody should get out there.
Everybody should come out. It's Saturday, March 7th. Trip for 2 to Ireland. Airfare for 2. Airfare for 2 to Ireland.
Yeah.
And then cash second, third prizes, and fourth and fifth are gift certificates. So 5 total prizes.
When you and I went to Ireland,
We went a couple times.
Yes,
Knowles.
we did.
Yes,
Well, we tried
did.
to get your dad to go, and he goes, "I don't think that's a good idea."
Yeah, my dad didn't have a drink for it was 20 years to the point he passed. He hadn't had a drink in almost 20 years, which for being in the bar business, being around
Booze.
very, very hard. And I can attest to that because I have not stopped drinking. So I can tell you that it's very, very hard.
Yeah.
But he was very worried to come to Ireland because he thought, I'd be off the wagon in about 5 minutes. That plane lands. I'd be.
It's a good impression of him.
That's a good impression.
So he
you're doing.
knew that coming with us would have been not good for his sobriety. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he would have been right. He would have come back, and who knows? He might have left us a lot sooner than he did
yeah.
if he came on that trip with us.
But his spirit will be there this St. Patrick's Day.
And that's everybody's telling me that, and
It'll
I
be a
got
I know it's going to be heartbreaking a little bit, but it'll be a special one.
It will. We just sent out all the invitations for the coffee contest, and that'll be the following Thursday.
Yeah.
To all the local
Irish
pubs,
coffee
the Irish coffee contest, we give away. It's more bragging rights, but we give a gift bag to everybody and cash
Wait,
cash
explain
prizes.
that to me. The drink, an Irish coffee.
Right,
Yeah.
to drink the Irish
So
coffee.
there's a contest where all the other publicans from the neighborhood.
from the neighborhood compete for the best Irish
coffee?
So you should
Ooh,
see some of the displays.
interesting.
Some of the displays people make.
So they got different ingredients. Like, I do the cream de menthe. You don't do the cream de
Right,
menthe.
yeah. So it's visual and taste is the ultimate, but
Sure.
visual aspect of it is the biggest part. And it's a good day for all the other bar owners, publicans to get together
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
tell their stories, and we tell ours, and we've never won though.
I was going to say, are you guys allowed to
Riley's is
enter it?
We've never won somehow or another in all these years. We've never won our own contest. I don't know how well that would go over with some of the other
Probably not. It's rigged.
pubs. Yeah. So maybe if somebody else,
when you guys asked me to do that story, I sat down with your dad and tape recorded him. I got to give you that.
I would love it.
Yes, because
That'd be great.
He was very candid.
Yeah.
I thought I can't use any of this, but I got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But you have that. I would love
got
that
it.
tape.
Yeah, I got it on my phone.
That would be great. Yeah. I don't know if you remember. You were obviously at the funeral when Father Hurley during his homily when he brought up that, it makes me laugh. And when he said, I'm walking into Swanson's, the neighborhood deli, wasn't that great?
Yeah.
I was so hungry, and I have this hot soup, and I'm walking out the door, my hot soup, my hot sandwich, and who do I run into walking in? But Boz O'Brien. I knew that soup was destined for the microwave. And, I mean, you ran into him. You had to gear up for 45 minutes. You weren't going anywhere.
Yeah. You know what? When he told that story, I thought he was talking about like getting the gurgles. So I started, and I went, well, maybe I was wrong.
Like, where's he going with this?
Yeah, exactly.
But
it was because Boz is long-winded and told stories.
Right.
Here I am. Yeah,
right. I mean, you'd ask him something, and he'd tell you the whole rundown of it and the whole history of it.
And it was a great story.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was unbelievable with dates. To this day, I don't think I've met some dates dates and times of the year, whatever it be.
Yeah.
So-and-so got married on July 7th of 84. It was, but they had it on a Friday, and you're like, how the hell? I mean, he was a master at stuff like that. It was weird. Weird.
Working with your dad, I mean, I have a theory that I talk to my own brother Billy about all the time, is that we're forever like 14 or 15 years old.
Yeah. Mentally, we stopped at the age our father's brains were at. You don't get older.
And so working alongside him, I was like, hey, you dipshit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Hey, you jag.
And
you jag off. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
constantly.
like, people are kind of shocked.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they're
right.
like, wow.
Like, look at these guys. These guys look like they really hate each other. You're
talk
like,
to
no.
his son like
this
that?
is us being nice to each other.
He's 44 years old. He's talking to his son like he's a 12-year-old, like a 16-year-old high school kid. I was just curious, like, so obviously that existed.
Same exact, and I think of the stuff now, when I was a kid and being up there my all those years, now, I don't think that could happen again. Just with the changing of the times and the world we're living in now.
No, that's true.
It's a
kids are way more sensitive.
Way more sensitive, and way more, people be calling DCFS.
Yeah.
Why is this kid hanging around a bar?
Nobody gets a crack anymore or anything like that, right?
I mean, it's, I like I said, I get picked up from school by bartenders and waitresses, homework, the whole nine. My 5th grade teacher who was at the services, unbelievable lady, Mary Mead, her and her husband Denny. Live in Beverly.
Mrs. Mead.
Mrs. Mead. She was my 5th grade teacher.
Honest to God, she taught me too.
She'd been around forever.
Yeah.
Awesome lady.
Dennis Mead. Yeah.
So Denny Mead. Yeah. So I was in 5th grade, and Boz not being too domesticated.
Yes.
All these kids are opening up their He-Man lunchboxes. Here comes Brendan O'Brien to school. We'd stop at 7-Eleven, or White Hen it was at the time. Right? White Hen, they have the deli in there. Yeah. So I'd have a deli sandwich, like salt and sour chips, donut holes, and like a gator, whatever.
Right.
I would just put whatever in a bag. I'd have my White Hen plastic bag, and all these kids are opening up their He-Man lunchboxes.
Yeah.
Well, one day, because Mary Mead, and I did not know at the time, being such a young, I was in 5th grade, she says, Brendan, I need you to give this letter to your dad tonight when you see him. And I said, did I do something wrong? Am I in trouble, Mrs. Mead?
Yeah.
No, but you need to give this. She had a little smirk on her face. I need you to give this to your father tonight. I said, okay. So I get back home that night, and he's standing. We had this air hockey table in the front room, and we used to play air hockey at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So I give this note to him, and he looks at me like, what did I do? Yeah. I said, no, she told me I didn't do anything wrong. He opens it up. He starts laughing. It was a grocery list that she had written him about, a lunch list. Boz, 1 jar peanut butter, 1 jar jelly, 1 loaf bread.
You got to buy this
Yeah,
stuff.
like buy this stuff, make this kid's lunch. Stop going to frickin' 7-Eleven. And it was funny. But that was another little memory that I have. When I see her, I think about it every time. And I brought it up at the funeral.
Yeah.
Last
to her,
week, so.
she got a gig. She remember it?
Oh yeah, big time.
Of course
big time.
she did.
For sure. Yep.
Are there any memories that you have of your dad that were difficult for you at the time, but you look fondly back on now, and you're like, yeah, he was right?
Well, I want to say yeah, but you know what? He stopped drinking.
Yeah.
When my parents split up, when we were kids, and he stopped drinking. He coached our teams.
Yeah.
We traveled. We went to spring training together.
Yeah.
Bart Johnson, who played for the Sox and became a scout. His wife Treese was the manager at Reilly's. So my dad was able to have time. He had
to go
good
do that
people
stuff.
running the place.
Yeah.
So so he was around a lot when we were kids.
Yeah.
But then it came a time where, he'd be busy, he wasn't. And certain things, missing big events, missing birthdays and stuff like that. But that's, you get older and you realize that's life, that's business. You have to make sacrifices to, sometimes something takes precedence over that at the time. It's just the reality of life.
Yeah, especially in the bar business.
In the bar business, yes. I mean, and that's the thing that I days where I know I'm like, I want to get out of here, I'm frustrated, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But you just got to get through it. And then January and February, the slow times of the year where I go to Florida, I do whatever. You gotta
mentally reset.
Balance. Yeah, you gotta mentally recharge and gear up for.
You gotta get away.
Yeah, gotta get away. And now gearing up for Paddy's Day and all the crazy stuff. And then there's a little lull. But it's just you gotta take the good times with the bad and.
You do because owning a pub can become like Groundhog Day.
It is.
It's not only Reilly.
It's the same people.
Two at the airport.
Yes.
Right?
So the airport and
is there 2 pubs at the airport?
We have 2 in Midway. Yes.
Holy cow.
The main food court and then down the A concourse as well.
Okay.
So.
And all 3 are going, right?
They're all going. Yep.
Wow.
All rocking and rolling. So.
Holy cow.
And it's just it's stressful. Everything's stressful, but you just got to balance it out.
Yeah.
So, and it's definitely hard on and I see now as I trying to have a family, do whatever.
Right.
It's very hard. Almost every bar owner I know has had relationship issues.
Yes.
And
you got to
it's
find a wife that understands the struggle of it.
that works with you in the business,
Yep.
or because it is the hours. It's not only your job; it's your life.
Yeah.
It's not like your normal person that goes into a place and it hits 5 o'clock and they're done and their mind clears
it never
and they do it. It's never ending.
No.
The late night phone calls, the so and so didn't show up. The whatever. That's this broke tonight, and you're getting alarms going off at 4 a.m. or calls from the cops about this or that. Never ending.
Show up. Where is
I love
he?
to hate it though. I do. I love to hate it.
That's a good line.
So
Love to hate.
I mean, that's all I can say about it.
Well,
really.
it's because people in the service industry are inclined to imbibe after their shift.
Yes.
So
yes, it's happened once or twice.
So you get the you get
yeah.
It's like
It's
so then
bad
we
when-
closed at 2 a.m. and then we went out till 7
Right.
a.m.
And then we're walking out and the sun's up and we're wondering what the hell happened.
Oh yeah.
Where did those hours just go?
Yeah.
And those hours go quicker. You watch everybody behind the bar bitching about how busy it was, and I'm like, Jags, how much money did you make tonight?
Yeah. Right.
And then we're sitting for almost the entire length of their shift on the other side of the bar.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that time went quicker than the frickin'
And they're drinking for free. Then.
yeah. No, I'm like, you got to pony up a little dough. You're gonna be sitting there all night. We got a little bag that you're anteing up into if we're gonna have a late night cocktail or two. We don't do it often anymore, though, honestly, because I'm getting older. A lot of these people that work for me are getting older, and some of the younger ones I wouldn't say fully trust enough yet to let them stay there when I'm not there.
Right.
So.
No, I just remember from Tendon Bar this wasn't me, but one of our buddies.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, right. That's the tip-off that it was.
Well, there's always, what it was? The staff would hang out. You'd close their bar. Everybody'd do their side work.
Right.
And then it'd be like, all right, you guys pour a couple of drinks.
Right, exactly.
Then one thing leads to another, and it's like 6 a.m.
Right. Yeah, we're playing darts, and you're like over in the corner. You got the Jew. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
Yeah.
And the cops knock on the door. No, it's just us. We're leaving.
Yeah,
in a
right.
minute.
We're leaving soon.
Come
It was
on.
real busy tonight.
Why are all the cars in the lot? What's up? Like, no, we're leaving.
Right. Well, I will say what's crazy now I had a cop knocking at this a couple of years ago. We had a couple buses for a concert the night before. So a lot of people left their cars.
Yeah,
There had to be 35, 40 cars still in the lot. I was literally, it was 4:30 in the morning. I'm still by myself doing paperwork.
Wow. Right.
I get a knock on the door. I have blinds that we have that run in the length of the windows, all closed.
Yeah.
Knock on the door. Cop, hey, come on. You got,
Wrap it up.
How obvious this is? I said, come on in.
All the people were
I
inside.
said, come on in.
Yeah.
He's like, wow. I said, I know you would think by the amount of cars, but I'm not hiding 40 people, they're obviously not in here. So,
Yeah.
But Uber, I mean, it's a great thing for, liability and
That
everything.
changed things too.
Yeah,
Definitely did.
A lot less more people, Ubering home and stuff like that. So.
But the bar owners that I worked for, and one in particular, used to let that stuff kind of go on.
Right, you do it to a degree.
You talking about Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason he did it, he allowed it to go on was he didn't mind us being there overnight because he didn't want the place to get robbed.
Get robbed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
somebody there.
When I'm counting, that's why I try to finish like at night. When I'm doing that kind of stuff, if 5-6 people are sitting around having a beer, and you're, I'm finishing my work, and then when I get done in the back, I'll come up and have maybe 2 more, and I'm like, okay, now it's time to go.
Right.
But it's much better walking out with a group.
Yes.
And later, and then I have a cleanup crew that usually starts, at 5 in the morning. Yeah. So then they're there, and then we're next to a breakfast joint. So we always have people around.
That's good.
So it's a good thing. I mean, that, like you said, keeps you from having to get robbed.
It does, but I just
Unfortunately.
remember one time I came in for, I was working the afternoon shift, and I was waiting for my relief to come in, and he was like 45 minutes late, and I turned to the owner, I go, where's Matt at? What's the deal? Call him. He goes, he worked last night, I go, what was late? He
When he gets sick overnight, what
He
happened?
goes, Matt will be in shortly. I go, what happened? He goes, he was on the floor in the office when I got here at 7 a.m. today.
All right, we'll give Matt an extra hour of sleep.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, you'll be okay.
He'll be all right.
He'll get here.
He'll be in.
I go, oh, all right.
Oh yeah, those days where people call last minute and I mean that's the bar business again. Hey, sorry, hey, is there anybody who can cover my shift?
Oh, yeah.
This happened, that happened, and then they're stupid enough to post a picture on social media at like a concert. Like, how freaking dumb are you?
Right. Oh,
You know?
yeah.
But there's a lot of dumb people out there, unfortunately.
Oh, the excuses for missing a shift,
Oh,
they're unbelievable.
They're just plentiful. My dog ate my homework type shit, and you're like, sure.
Yeah, I think that's why my boss was like, he's a rummy, but he's going to make it.
Right.
He'll be here.
He's going to rally. He'll be in later, I promise.
He's
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
show.
okay.
He doesn't have anywhere else to go. He wants to get another sip in a couple hours.
Right.
Okay. That's good stuff. Well, where do you see the future of Reilly's going?
Well, we have a big June 16th of 76, and this is another real sad one I'll have. It would have been the 50th anniversary.
Oh,
well,
wow.
It's going to be the 50th anniversary.
Yeah,
June 16th of 76. Now,
good
my
to
dad
say.
was talking about it right and left. And it's going to be fine. I'm like, I know, Dad, and this guy...
1976?
1976. So 50... This June 16th will be
wow.
50
50
years.
Oh, my God.
So,
Yeah.
we're going to...
You got to have a bash.
I'm going to have a big bash, and we'll have Boz pictures up in there everywhere. But, but I'll tell you, it's going to be that day will be extremely hard.
Oh, sure.
Because he just was talking about it, and
he
I
was
can't
already-
believe it's going to be 50 years, it's pretty amazing. So,
Got to invite like all the old 85 Bears.
I mean, I'm going to,
San Diego
everybody.
Chicken show up.
Everybody, we did a couples who met reunion. Yeah. McMahon and
get
they'll
Jim
be in like wheelchairs and shit now coming in.
Who cares? Who cares? They'll
Actually,
call.
McMahon last year was at the St. Catherine's Men's Club Sports Night.
Yeah.
And he surprisingly looks pretty
Jim McMahon,
good. His
yeah.
knees are all jacked up.
Yeah.
But he's mentally all there and
Yeah.
gave a great talk. And he overall looks pretty good considering a lot of those guys don't. So
Yeah.
What is that, June what?
June 16th of 2026.
Yeah.
So
At Reilly's.
76 to 26 at Reilly's. That weekend, I don't even know honestly what that falls on, but it'll be the closest weekend to that date, and we'll have a big bash. We'll put it all over social media.
Are you going to tent out the parking lot?
I got to see about. Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
or at least the front, the beer. I mean, with the beer garden and everything, we might turn it into like a weekend.
Sure.
Of I don't know if we'll be doing any throwback 76 prices, but
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think we'll be doing that.
It was open bar after the
right.
at
Hey,
the-
open bar for Boz's funeral. We got to
That
make
was
up for
incredible.
we got to make up for that open bar on the 16th weekend. So, I see the future though. To get back to your question is me operating it until I no longer can physically do so or something, or I'm laying next to Boz.
Yeah.
Honestly. So I love it and I hate it, like I said earlier, and I don't have any plans to get out of the business unless there's another,
Well, to stay in it as long as you guys have had, and to be as successful as you've had to pivot many, many times, right?
Oh yeah, you gotta hate it to succeed, though.
Yeah.
You think
I
so?
mean, you gotta love it and hate it, like I said earlier, because
Yeah.
you're gonna have both. If you always love it, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah,
Or there's no way anything can go that good. I mean, there's always gonna be shit you hate.
Right.
So it just reality of life.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's gonna get to you. Somebody's gonna piss you off. I've invented this little thing. I when somebody, before I blow my stack, I walk into the back office and sit in the chair for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't say the wrong thing to anybody. Like you got to have your little coping mechanisms, I guess you could say, to deal with the stress sometimes.
Now, what about Danny? He's not that involved. He's got a job.
Dan's not involved. He's
got a different personality as well.
You know, I love my brother. He's we're best of friends.
Yeah.
But you know, he's married.
2 kids.
He's got a Michael, my godson is going to be 2 May 1st, and then the second baby will be born is due May 15th. So he's going to have again, with the bar business, having little kids and being married, it's just not conducive. You know, if I needed him to help out with something, I'm sure he would.
Sure.
But it's just it's not his thing. So
one of the things that I think, just from looking from the outside and seeing the success that your dad had with the bar, is that one of the huge components of his success was that he thought like a producer instead of a bar owner.
Yeah, he did.
that's a good way to look at it.
He did.
Yeah.
And
like Barnum and Bailey, as people would
he
say.
did.
Barnum and Bailey,
like
of,
a P.T.
of,
Barnum of bar owners.
P.T. Barnum of bar owners.
And he knew that.
I think your father wrote an article with that in it. I believe it was back in the day. Yeah.
Well, because
it's a very kind of true
Well,
statement.
I think it's a good lesson that any bar owner can think about, because with the ebbs and flow of how the liquor industry is moving today,
it's
kids
a
aren't
way
drinking.
different ball game.
Different,
you got to change up the game to get people in.
But you got to bring up activations and have experiential events happening all the time.
Events have to be. You have to have. Your place has to be the place that people want to go for whatever you're doing.
And he also used to put everybody get on an L car and go.
Oh,
yeah, stunts.
The story, the stuff
like
that he
like
did,
Bill Veck type stuff, but for a bar.
Yes,
I
mean, amazing stuff that would just bring. So many promo things that a lot of them you couldn't do nowadays.
No.
I mean, a good chunk of them.
Right.
And with unfortunately in the time we're living in, I'm not going to say it's the laws with a lot of anti-drinking stuff, and like you said, the kids are not going out like that generation. I blame it on cable television, cell phones, the internet, and cameras,
which are worse for the youth than booze, I think.
Right? Yeah, but all those factors in. You look at also the South Side. Everybody I knew, my dad's one of 7, my mom's one of 7, my dad's best friend Marty McDaly, who I previously mentioned, passed away. He was one of 12. Yeah. He lived on the block. The Martins, all these families that had 8, 10. You turned of age. The first thing you did was go to a bar.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but also we wanted to get the neighborhood news.
Right.
That's where we got it.
You found out that you couldn't find it out any other way.
Yes.
That's what bars were the melting pot of stories before the internet, before, people would call up with, did you hear about so-and-so? And the phone, there was multiple phone lines back in the day. People calling to tell you, did you hear this? Yeah. Bar owners were always the first people to hear all the gossip in the neighborhood.
And the dirt. Yeah.
All the dirt. So.
Well, you'll keep it going.
Yeah, that's the plan, keeping it going, being around. And that's the thing. You have to be, in order to be successful, the biggest number one thing is you have got to be there in the bar business.
Yeah, I know.
All your regulars, all your cousins, they don't know. You walk into certain joints, you say, who owns this joint? Yeah. And nobody knows, and it's just there's no soul to it. There's no soul to the joint. You gotta be involved, and I certainly am, to the degree of annoying myself sometimes, but you have to be. So that's.
I don't think your dad would have wanted it any other way.
I don't think so either. He's looking down, laughing at my ass every day now. So
But he's glad he made you the guy.
We very similar personalities, the two of us.
Yeah.
Sleeping habits, personality, everything. So I definitely.
You know what else I loved about your dad? no cell phone,
Yeah.
no internet.
No internet, no cell phone, no credit card up until
you
the
had
day
to
he
practically
passed
go
away.
over to his house if you wanted to
Oh
talk
yeah,
to
you
him.
want to talk to him? You couldn't reach him on the landline.
No.
You were he'd call.
And the phone would have to ring like 30 times
yeah.
before the machine would
Oh
kick
yeah,
in.
yeah. And then good luck if he ever checked that
yeah.
frickin' voicemail. That wasn't happening.
Well, we're at the end.
Yeah, well, that was quick there,
That
fellas.
was fun, too.
Thanks for coming in, Brendan.
Hey, I was. Thanks for having me on. And
Let me just say,
yes, sir.
love you, love your dad, love your
Yeah,
brother.
love you guys.
You know, we have a great relationship.
Oh, I've known you for
Yes.
forever.
We went to Ireland a couple
times
Yes.
ago. I've known you since I've been a kid.
Yeah,
When you
I
were
mean-
going east on Ashland, going up to
yes.
the Beverly Arts Center.
how we got
with
you to
my
go to
dad and-
Carmel.
Yep.
That's right. Yes. Yes. So anyway, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, all of you
And
guys.
give my best to everybody else in
Will
the
do.
family. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I ran into your brother, or not your brother, Larry
Yeah, my uncle.
at the wake.
Yes.
And he goes, "Oh, you're the writer." I said, "Yeah." And he said, "I wrote about something where he said Larry O'Brien, Queen of Martyrs." And he goes, "I've been listening to that crap my whole life because of you."
Because of you,
Yeah.
from that article.
I said, "What do you want?"
That was in 2002 in the Sun Times.
Was it?
Yes,
Okay.
it was. It was the Sun Times article you did.
And he's never
Yes.
lived it down.
No,
He told me.
no.
That was funny.
O'Briens don't forget. We're like elephants.
All right.
All
well,
right.
Thank you,
Thank
Brendan.
you very
Brendan,
much, you
thanks
guys.
for being on the program. Go to Riley's daughter. When's the soda bread contest?
Soda bread contest is Saturday, March 7th. You enter your bread on the spot, 10 a.m. Entries. Contest starts at 1. Airfare for 2 to Ireland is the grand prize. So everybody be up there. Don't be late.
All right.
Winner must be present.
Say
Spend
hello
lots
to
of money,
Brendan when
drink
you
lots
get
of
there.
beer.
We'll be back with more Hibernian Radio after these.